Hello guys and welcome to my new video. Attack of the Vine is around the corner and deck building is so much fun right now. I love rotation and I love to share 5 new deck ideas I've been toying around with the last couple days. Before we dive into the deck list, don't forget to subscribe for more Lorcana videos coming, and now have fun, let's go! So the first deck we're looking at is a red-yellow healing Panda songs deck, and it's all built around the new turning red cards we got with set 13. And speaking of songs, we have 21 songs in total, some removal with Speaking Undisputed, Grab Your Bow, and the new Red Moon Ritual card, which is a 7-cost uninkable Sing Together card, and you can banish chosen character. We also have some lore drain with Pirate's Life, more card draw with Look at This Family. You can pick up 2 character cards from the top of the deck. We can cheat out cards for less ink with Akut at a Moody, and I also included 3 copies of the new 5-cost inkable Sing Together song I'm Never Not By Your Side, and you can remove up to 4 damage from any number of your characters, and you gain 1 lore for each damage removed this way. And for some additional healing and card draw, I have included 2 copies of Ohana Means Family. Our main card draw engine is Ariel Ethereal Voice. We know her back from set 10. She's a Whisper card, 4-cost inkable, 3 strength for willpower, quest for 2. You can boost her with 1 ink, and when she has a card on it and you play a song once per turn, you can draw a card. And yeah, we have a lot of singers also. We have Mylin Lee, which is a singer 3, but you can only sing together songs. We have Angel. If we are on the draw, we can play Angel in turn 1. We have the Powerline Shift line in this build, the 2-drop Powerline which is singer 4, and we have the 6-cost Powerline as well. He's a singer 9, so he can sing all the songs by himself, and whenever this character sings a song, you can look at the top 4 cards. If you reveal a song card with 9 cost or less, you can play this song for free, which is very strong actually. So imagine you find a removal song, you can play it for free with Powerline and maybe drain some lore with Pirate's Life. So this deck is really strong, and your finisher or your like one win condition is Isabella Madrigal. She's a 6-cost inkable character, 4 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2, and whenever you remove 1 damage from one of your characters, you gain 1 lore for each damage removed. So if you have an Isabella Madrigal on board, you can shift like 1 red panda, for example, run into something, and at the end of your turn you remove all the damage from the red panda characters. You gain 1 lore with it, 1 lore each for Isabella Madrigal's ability, and then you just take back the red panda card to your hand and repeat it the next turn. And for some more lore burst, I included 2 copies of the Ruby Zeus 5-cost inkable card, 5 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 3, and this character enters play with 4 damage already. So if you have already some singers on board, you can play Zeus, sing I'm Never Not By Your Side, remove the damage, gain lore, and what's left behind is a 5/5 body with threatening 3 lore the next turn. So this deck is actually pretty strong. Another card pretty strong from the set 13, the 3-cost Mylin Lee, 2 strength, 3 willpower, quest for 1. She's kind of an Ariel but way fairer, because you just check the top 4 cards, you can reveal a red panda card or a song card, and yeah, like I said, we have plenty of songs, we have plenty of red panda cards in this deck, so it's probably a hit with Mylin Lee, and the next turn you could shift 1 of your red panda cards onto Mylin Lee and go from there. So this deck is really strong. I got the idea via Discord and tried to build in my own ideas with this deck with Isabella and Zeus. If you want to copy it, you will find a link in the video description below. And I can tell you guys, this deck is really strong, and we jump to the next deck I prepared for you. Purple Steel Robots or Omnidroids, and this is a build I've been playing around with the last couple days, and I really like it because we have so many powerful cards, huge bodies, and your opponent has hard times taking it out. It's like not a classic Purple Steel build, but let's have a look at all the card choices I made for this build. For the 1-drops, I added Will-o'-the-Wisp and the 1-drop Omnidroid as a shift target for the bigger Omnidroids. I also included Morph as an additional shift target for the bigger Omnidroids, and also for the Syndrome character. We run in this deck where you can shift or like play Omnidroid characters for free. We also have Incrediboy getting your lore and also functioning as a shift target for Syndrome. We have Cheshire Cat to move some damage around, which can be important with all the huge bodies we have, taking out characters, moving the damage, taking out more characters, which is insane. And then we have lots of Omnidroid characters. We have the new one from set 13, 3-cost inkable card, 4 strength, 3 willpower, quest 1. While this character has no damage, it gets +2 strength. So again, he's a 6 strength character with 3 willpower and he can take out almost anything. We have the 4-cost uninkable Omnidroid, dealing 2 damage if you shift it. For some card draw / removal, we have Hades in the deck. And of course, one of our main card draw engines is the 6-cost Demona, exerting all characters. So if you manage to build up a board, have some Omnidroids on board already, you can exert all opposing characters, draw cards, and then just start removing the opposing board. And for the big boys coming, we have the 6-cost inkable Omnidroid, 6 strength, 6 willpower, quests for 2. He has shift 4, so you can shift it on 1 to the other Omnidroid characters. And while there's a card under this card, he has resist +2, so he's so hard to take out, except for direct removal or putting him into Inkwell, but it's just a huge card. And also Syndrome is in the deck, 6-cost inkable card, 4 strength, 6 willpower, quest for 2. You can shift it with 4 on either Morph or Incrediboy. And whenever this character quests, return a robot card from your discard to your hand, and then you can play or shift a robot card which cost 8 or less for free. Imagine that guys, shifting it for free, using the Omnidroid ability right away. And yeah, it's just insane. And I also included 3 copies of the new 8-cost inkable Omnidroid, 8 strength, 8 willpower, quest for 2, shift 6, resist 2, and when you shift this character, you may return all cards under it into your hand. So what you basically do is like you shift it onto Morph, onto one of the Omnidroids. You can stack them, and then you just get those cards back to hand. You refresh your hand cards, you can play them again, which is just insane. And speaking of card draw, I included 3 copies of the new card You Broke My Smolder. You discard your hand, draw 2 cards. It's a 1-cost action. Reminds me of Doc, but it's not that like tempo gain. You don't have a body on board. And yeah, but still it works, and sometimes card draw can be an issue, but usually it's not. I in my testing games, I usually had like 3, 4, 5 hand cards all the time in my hand, because card draw was just insane. For removal, we have Strength the Raging Fire and He Who Hurled the Thunderbolt. Lots of singers in this deck which can easily sing this song, and we can also go wide with a smaller Omnidroid. We can go wide and use Strength the Raging Fire effectively. And if you run out of cards, I included 4 copies of Junior Woodchuck's Guidebook. It's basically a 3-cost item drawing you 2 cards. And yeah, I really love this version of Purple Steel. I tried to include Angel, like discarding the big Omnidroids, then shifting and questing with Syndrome, but it wasn't that effective, so I sticked with this full Omnidroid build. And yeah, I really like it. The big bodies are hard to take out. You should definitely give this a try. If you want to copy it, you will find a link in the video description below. And we have a look at the next deck I prepared for you. As you know, in the history of my channel, green decks have never been my favorite, but I had to try this green steel self-discard type of deck, because we got this new ability or this new like mechanic where you can self-discard your hand or cards and play them from your discard for free or for their respective costs. But let's have a look at the cards I included in my build. We have the 1-cost Flynn Rider. You can boost him up with 2 ink and he gains 2 lore. We have the new Rapunzel, 1-cost inkable card, 2 strength, 1 willpower, quest 1. And once during your turn, you can discard a card to give her +1 lore and evasive until the start of your next turn. And in the 2-drop slot, we have Madam Mim, a new card, also 2-cost inkable, 1 strength, 1 willpower, quest 1. She has evasive, and all cards in your hand count as having the inkable symbol, which is very important in this build because we run none less than 15 uninkable cards, which can be clunky sometimes, but It's fine. It's fine. I started off with 18 and then cut down to 15 now with this build I'm showing you right now. Also, we have the new Mother Gothel in this build, 4 copies of her 2 cost uninkable card, 3 strength, 3 willpower, quest to 1. And during your turn, when you discard this card, you can play this card from your discard. So you can basically self-discard Mother Gothel with like a Rapunzel effect, for example, and then just play here for its cost from your discard. So you can profit from Rapunzel, you can discard Mother Gothel, and this is like the synergy you're looking for. For some card draw, or for some little card draw, we have the new legendary Mushu in this build, 3 cost inkable card, 3 strength, 2 willpower, quest 1. Here's evasive, and whenever this character quests, if an opponent has more cards than you in your hand, you can draw a card, which can be really good as well to refresh your hand cards. I also included 3 copies of Gaëtan Molière, 4 cost inkable character, 2 strength, 5 willpower, quest 1. Here's evasive, and whenever this card quests, you may draw 2 cards and then choose and discard 2 cards. And I really love his ability because he's on quest, so you can play him, and in turn 5 you can quest, filter, discard, use your remaining ink for whatever you want to play. One of my favorite plays is actually playing Gaëtan Molière in turn 5, quest with him in turn 4, quest with him in turn 5, and discarding like 3 arrows card, playing Merida for 5 ink, getting them 3 arrows card back to your hand, and threatening, doing a lot of damage the next turn. And a card why we really play this deck actually is the new Buzz Lightyear, 4 cost uninkable character, 4 strength, 2 willpower, quest for 2. When you play this character, choose one of the following, and if you have another toy character, which we don't have in this build, you can do both instead. You may return an action card which costs 2 or less from a discard to your hand. We have lots of action cards which cost 2 or less, and you may play an action card which costs 2 or less for free. So either one is very, very strong. With 4 ink, you're threatening 2 lore, good body actually, and you can play something for free is always good, or gaining something back from a discard is also very good with this build. We have Angel in the mix as well. Of course, you want her in this build because you can discard, deal 2 damage, and then play this stuff for its cost from your discard, or retrieve it later with another card. And this makes Angel like really necessary in this type of build. Also, I included the new team up card, the Green Steel Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, 5 cost inkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 2. You can shift with only 3 ink on either one of the Flynn Riders or Rapunzel. The card has 2 abilities. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So also here, filtering through your hand, discarding stuff you can play later or retrieve later from your discard. And during your turn, whenever you discard a character card, you play that card from your discard, but you pay all the costs. So you like drawing, you questing, you draw a card, you discard a character, use the ink to play this character from your discard, and then use the card later, the card you kept later, or whatever. There are so many synergies. The only thing I really don't like at this card is like it's only 4 strength, 4 willpower, so easy to take out. You usually only quest once, maybe twice, but also like there are so many damage songs you can take her out. But I think this card is necessary in this type of build because you want to self-discard and you can play stuff from your discard, which is also very good. And like I mentioned before, I've included Merida in this build as well, making all our damage songs even stronger, and you can get the 3 arrow cards back from a discard. And speaking of damage and actions, we have 15 actions and 8 songs in this build. 4 copies of You Broke My Smolder, discard your hand, draw 2 cards. Speaking of damage, we have 3 copies of Piercing Attack, deal 2 damage to a chosen character, and you go past Resist, which can also be very strong because there are a lot of resist characters in the game right now and being played by lots of decks. Also, look what you've done, deal 2 damage to a chosen character, and during your turn, whenever this card was being discarded, you can play it for its cost from the discard. So you see, lots of synergies, lots of options to play from your discard or whatever, playing for free with Buzz Lightyear. Super, super strong, and Merida makes all those damage songs and actions even stronger. And of course, 4 copies of 3 arrows. Like I mentioned before, we have 4 copies of Strength of Raging Fire. They're one of the best removal songs we have, or damage removal songs in the game. And for some more self-discard, we have Strike a Good Match. You draw 2 cards and then choose discard 1. So it's basically a draw 1, but you can also discard the card you can play from your discard then for its cost, which is super strong. Overall, I like this build. Sometimes it takes your opponent by surprise. With all those synergies you have with self-discard, and lots of damage is flying around with Merida and all the damage actions. If you want to copy it, you will find a link in the video description below, and we go on to the next deck. I think red purple is in a really good spot after rotation, and the reason why is there are multiple ways to build this deck, and I have a full evasive build for you today. We start off with the 1-drops Tinkerbell and Mr. Incredible being a shift target for the bigger characters. We have Peter Pan and the Liquidator in the 2-drop slot. Peter Pan does an incredible job because you play this character, chosen opposing character can't ready at the start of your next turn. So if your opponent makes the mistake questing with the 1-drop character, you can go Mr. Incredible, Peter Pan, shift Mr. Incredible and profit from Mr. Incredible's ability, challenging and drawing cards. And talking about evasive, I included 3 copies of the new 2-cost inkable card. Randall Box, 3 strength, 1 willpower, has evasive, and while all your cards in your ink will are exerted, this character gets +2 lore. So in the next turn, you just play a 3-cost character, all your cards in your ink will are exerted, and you quest for 2, which is really strong. And you also can use Dumbo ability later in the game as a card draw engine. Going on to the 3-drop slot, we have Cheshire Cat and Violetta Par for more evasive power. And our main card draw engine, Dumbo, is here. I think there is no words needed. For some exert power, I included, of course, I think this is necessary in every purple deck, in every purple challenge-based deck actually, which red-purple is kinda. Isis Fender Chill, 4-cost uninkable card, 4 strength for willpower, quest to 1, and when you play this character, exert chosen opposing character. So this gives us the opportunity to challenge and remove and start drawing cards with Mr. Incredible. Also, never tried this card before, from set 10, Wide End. 5-cost inkable card, 4 strength, 3 willpower, quests for 2, and he has evasive. And whenever this character quests, each opponent chooses and exerts one of their ready characters. So what this card does is giving your opponent the choice of the card which gets exerted, but also you have an evasive card threatening 2 lore, and the next turn your opponent definitely has to exert some of his character, one of his characters, which you then can take out with one of your other characters, which is really strong. So Guidant maybe a good tech against some decks only playing with cards upright, so you can like force an exert because your opponent has to get past ward and stuff, so your opponent has to choose which card to exert. But let's move on. Miss Incredibles in the mix, of course. You can choose at the start of the turn, giving her evasive or +1 lore. We have Mr. Incredible, the legendary one, getting +2 strength for each other character on play. And while a super character is challenging another character, you can draw a card. And we have quite a few super characters in this build, like Liquidator, Violetta, Miss Incredible, Isis Vanderchill is a super as well. And we get to him. Frozone is also in the build, which gives us another exert possibility. For some more cards, we have Demona here, of course, and like I said, we have Frozone, 6-cost uninkable card, 6 strength for willpower, quest for 2. He has Rush, and while you have another super character in play, you may exert chosen opposing character. So you can immediately take it out with Frozone, exert, draw cards with Mr. Incredible. You get the idea. And to top off the deck, we have 4 copies of the new team-up card, Red, Purple, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, 6-cost inkable card, 5 strength for willpower, quest for 2, shift 4 on either Tinkerbell or Peter Pan, and all your characters gain evasive. So this is really hard to deal for some decks, making all your cards evasive. You can like surely safely quest or use Dumbo's ability or whatever. So Peter Pan and Tinkerbell team-up card makes this deck really strong. For more card draw, I included 4 copies of Junior Woodchuck's guidebook, basically a 3-cost item, drawing you 2 cards. And is it the secret spice? I don't know, but in testing I really loved the Source of the Vine. 4-cost uninkable item, and whenever an opposing character quests, you gain 1 lore unless their player pays 1 ink. So your opponent has to think carefully if he uses all his ink before questing, because if he does and then starts questing, you gain 1 lore on the go. And also, in your turn, you can exert the item, pay 2 ink and gain 1 lore. So if your opponent's deck doesn't run any item removal, this card can win you the game over the course of couple turns and makes it really strong against most of the decks, because your opponent doesn't think of this card and then usually exerts all his ink for playing stuff and then questing, and you gain lore for each time he quests, which can be really good. This deck is also low on uninkables, only 8 uninkable cards, so you rarely prick with this deck. And I really love this build. Evasive, exert, drawing cards, removing stuff. Great choice for red purple. If you want to copy it, you will find the link in the video description below. And I have one more deck for you today. So the last deck for today, Ruby Steel, and we tried so many times. There was the Mushu era, which didn't work out very well. In the last couple sets, some people tried like a location-based deck, but also not very meta relevant. Maybe this time. And this deck is built around the brother and sister pair, Dash Power and Violet Power, and many other super and hero cards. Let's go over some card choices really quick, and you will see this deck really is on fire and can like tear apart like most meta decks and take some opponents by surprise. We have Mr. Incredible and Dash Power as our 1-drop characters. Dash Power is new with set 13, 1 strength, 1 willpower, quest for 1, and he has evasive. And as I said, he works for the brother and sister team up card as viable shift target. We also have Violet Power, 3 copies of her. She has alert, so you can deal with evasive cards even better. In the 2-drop slot, we have Liquidator and another Violet Power card, 4 copies of the 2-drop inkable character, 3 strength, 2 willpower, quest 1, and she has resist +1, which can be really annoying for your opponent to deal with this resist +1. And also, she is a viable shift target for the brother and sister team up card and her other card we run in this build. Then we have the 3-drop slot, and we have Boo here, and I get to Boo later because she has such a good synergy with the card we run in this deck. But let's wait for it. And also I included 3 copies of Lilo. I think she will celebrate some kind of comeback here. 2 strength, 2 willpower, quests for 1, and when you play this character, your other characters gain challenger +2, all of them. So you basically boost up all your board and can start tearing apart your opponent's board. I think the second ability is like ignorable, but still, whenever she quests, choose an alien character, gains challenger +2 and can challenge ready characters. But we don't have any alien characters in this build, unfortunately. But still, I think Lilo has a viable spot in this deck. We have 2 copies of the legendary Hercules from set 10, 4-cost uninkable card, 5 strength, 3 willpower, quest for 2, and this character can't be dealt damage unless he's being challenged, so you can't like target him with strength of rage and fire or any other damage spell. And while this character is exerted, your other hero characters, which almost every card in this deck is a hero, can't be dealt damage unless they're being challenged. So when your hero character is challenged, they won't get damage so long Hercules is exerted. And now it's getting ridiculous. We're going to the top end cards in this build. We have Mr. Incredible, legendary from set 12, drawing a card each time one of your super characters challenges. We have the new Dash Power, 4 copies of the 5-cost inkable card, 4 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 1. He has shift 3, so you can shift it on the small Dash Power, and he also has evasive, and whenever this character quests, you may reveal a top card of your deck, and if you do, you may play it. You pay all the costs, and if you don't play the card, you just put it into your discard. So maybe it's not the best play to shift Dash Power with 3 ink, not having any ink available, quest with him, and then reveal the top card, so you have to put it in the discard. But later in the game, he can be really strong. So you just get some more information, look at the top card, maybe play him, maybe play it not. But still a very good card, and evasive makes him really strong to deal with other evasive on the opposing side of the board. And we also have the 5-cost inkable Violet Power, also 4 strength, 4 willpower. She quests for 2, she has shift 3 as well, resist +1. like her smaller shift target, and whenever you play this or another hero character, you may draw a card and then choose and discard a card, so you can, with her ability, filter through the deck, filter through your hand card, and really keep those cards you really need. I also included 2 copies of the legendary Mrs. Incredible from set 12, 7 cost inkable card, 5 strength, 4 willpower. Your other characters, they all gain resist +1. She quests for 3 lore, so she threatens game really fast when she's final on board, and during your turn, whenever another character is banished in a challenge, you may ready one of your super characters. If you do, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. But imagine you challenge into one of the characters with one of your supers, you ready it, do it again. You get the idea, drawing cards, challenging, taking out multiple characters in a turn. Mrs. Incredible's second ability is so good. And now we come to the top end card, 4 copies of the new Ruby Steel team up card. 8 cost inkable, dash power and violet power, 5 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2, combo shift 6. So you can either shift it on one of dash power cards, one of the violet power cards, or you combine it and you shift it on 2 of them. This card has evasive, resist +1, so it's combining both of those abilities from dash and violet, and whenever this character quests or challenges, which is very important because you can trigger the ability with questing and with challenging, you draw a card for each card under them. So if you use 2 shift targets for them, you draw 2 cards every time they challenge or quest, which is insanely strong. Combo shift 6 is expensive and sometimes very hard to do, but still this card is insanely strong, and I love the color combination and I love the theme Ruby Steel got this set. Now let's go to the actions and song package. We have 3 copies of You Broke My Smolder, discard your hand, draw 2 cards, because card draw sometimes can be an issue. We have Next Up Olympus, 4 copies. If you have a character with 5 strength or more, you just play it for free. You can ready a character. He can't quest, but whenever he challenges another character this turn, you gain 1 lore. So with the ability of Mrs. Incredible, with Next to Olympus, you have multiple ways of re-readying characters and profiting from it. And I also included 2 copies of the 2 cost action card advantage. If an opposing character was banished in a challenge this turn, you draw 2 cards, which is very easily doable. It might be a flag spot here, but I love card advantage, and it drew me so many cards in my few testing games I had with this deck. And now let's go to the song package. 3 copies, He Hurled His Thunderbolt, dealing 4 damage, and a card I really loved early on in the Mushu era, One Last Hope. 3 cost uninkable song. Your chosen character gains resist +2, and if you choose a hero character, they may also challenge ready characters this turn. So this can be really good with Boo. And now it's getting back to Boo, the last card I gotta talk about in this build. 3 cost, uninkable card, 0 strength, 1 willpower. She has rush and quests for 1, which isn't maybe the most important thing, but whenever this character challenges another character with 3 strength or less, you can banish this character. So even Boo doesn't do any damage. She gives us the ability to take out stronger characters on the opposing side. Imagine you have an Hercules, so she's a hero as well. She doesn't get any damage from this challenge, and in combination with One Last Hope, you can even target ready characters. So this is really strong. I popped it off once or twice in my testing games, but you surprise your opponent. They don't know what's happening here. And the Boo, Hercules, and One Last Hope combo is just insanely strong. So overall, I really love this deck. You should definitely give this a try. I think in my testing so far, the decks I've tested, you've seen in this video, this one was the most fun, the most the best I tested so far, the best results. And yeah, I really like it. If you want to copy it, you will find a link in the video description below. And yeah, that's it for today. More decks coming next week. More testing will take place. I will dive deeper into Attack of the Vine meta. If you're new to the channel, I'm always happy about new viewers. We recently hit the 1000 subscribers mark, so hit subscribe, leave a like, and comment the video which deck you like the most. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Flokki.